Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday, March 18th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. WBC Championship. Venezuela, they are the champions, beating the United States 3-2 yesterday in Miami to win their first ever World Baseball Classic for their country. What a performance, what a tournament from them. Let's get into this entire game because it was a crazy one. And not crazy in the sense that a ton happened, in the sense that not a lot happened. So I guess we'll just start with a little bit of a recap. Game started out Nolan McLean versus Eduardo Rodriguez. I mentioned yesterday that whoever would go the deepest into the game while giving up the least amount of runs would be, the pitcher for the winning team. And although Nolan McLean went one out deeper than Eduardo Rodriguez, he gave up two more runs. And other than that, I mean, they both were very, very good. But Nolan McLean, the difference is he didn't get anything from his offense, and Erod did. So let's just go into this. Game started out with a single from Ronald Acuna. Then immediately the next hitter, Garcia, grounded into a double play. Fly out from Arias. Boom, 5-pitch inning for McLean. Then Erod took the mound, and Erod, we'll just get this out of the way now. Erod shoved yesterday. It was his best performance in probably a good number of years. He went 4 1/3 scoreless innings, only gave up one hit and a walk, and struck out 4 over those 4 1/3 innings. Erod was excellent yesterday, pitching for his country. He looked like vintage Erod, and he just dominated. I mean, he only gave up one hit. He gave up no runs. This is a masterful performance. He rose to the occasion for his country, and you could tell that he was pitching with a little something extra yesterday. He was very, very good. And yeah, I also will wait to leave that big point till the end. We'll talk about Nolan McLean. He was, for a rookie pitcher, pitching in the WBC championship game, he was actually as good as you could expect him to be, especially considering the Venezuela lineup is very, very good. He went 4 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits and a walk, struck out 4, gave up the 1 home run to Wilyer Abreu. But I mean, aside from that home run in the 5th inning and a little bit of a trouble he got into in the third, I mean, he was pretty good. I mean, the stuff was nice. He gave up 2 runs over about half the game, which is, for like I said, for a rookie pitcher going up against Venezuela in a championship game, that is probably, best case scenario, realistic best case scenario. And he was good. The problem was he got no run support whatsoever. So he didn't get the loss on this one, deservedly so. He was pretty good for a rookie, but it wasn't enough. He gave up too many runs, it would seem. Um, how Venezuela got those runs? Well, it was a walk. No, not a walk. I apologize. It was a single from Salvi Perez, the captain for Venezuela, and then a strikeout after that. But with one out, Ronald Acuna Jr. drew a walk. Then a wild pitch moved the runners up 90 feet. Michael Garcia hit a sac fly, and the lead was in Venezuela's favor, 1-0. The score at that point. You fast forward to the 5th inning, and Wilyer Abreu hits a 414-foot home run to center field. This would be the last pitch thrown by Nolan. Or actually, that's not true. He would pitch some more, but this was a big home run. Wilyer Abreu's had a fantastic tournament, and he made it 2-0. You fast forward to the 6th inning. The United States got a hit with Bryce Harper. For the 6th and the 7th and the 8th innings, the United States got 2 out base runners, and they weren't able to do anything with them until the 8th inning when Bobby Witt drew a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs, which brought up Bryce Harper. Now, Bryce Harper really was very underwhelming in every single game in the tournament so far. He is one of the best hitters in baseball, one of the best American hitters, and he didn't really do much of anything for the entirety of the tournament up until this at bat. He went 432 to dead center. Home run in every single ballpark. Absolute no doubter. 109 off the bat, off of Machado, who was pitching pretty well to that point. Bryce Harper showed up when it mattered most, and he was pretty much the only player on the United States to do that. So this was a huge home run, tied the game at 2 in the bottom of the 8th, a 2-out, 2-run game tying home run from Bryce Harper. It was his big moment. It was his only moment, really, of the WBC. And like Joe Davis said on the call, it was better late than never for Bryce Harper. With 4 outs to go, game tying jack was big. You go to the ninth inning now, and Mason Miller, who was the closer for the United States, he could not pitch in this situation because he was told that you can only pitch with the save situation. So they bring in Garrett Whitlock, who got the save against Mexico, and he walks Luis Arias on 5 pitches. So then a pinch runner comes in, Javier Sanoja. He steals second. It was a close play. It was reviewed, but it was upheld as a safe steal of second. So now you got a runner on second for Eugenio Suarez, and he hit a liner 100 miles an hour into left center field. Got in between the outfielders, split the gap, allowed Sanoja to score from second. Eugenio Suarez with the go-ahead double in the top of the ninth with no outs. They just got a walk, a steal, and a double, and now Venezuela has taken the lead back 3-2 right after giving it up. This was such a big clutch at bat from Gino. He's been so good the entire tournament, and man, he's been clutch for Venezuela. He's hit some big homers, and he hit a big double, the biggest hit of the tournament, because it would end up being the game-winning double, game-winning RBI. So you go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and Kyle Schwarber comes up. I believe it was no, it was 4, 5, 6 for the United States. Kyle Schwarber comes up, strikes out on some high cheese, 98. Pinch hitter Gunnar Henderson, he pops out on a fastball in the hands, which brings up young Roman Anthony, who's been very good for the U.S. this tournament, and he was promptly put down on strikes. He struck out swinging, just gas, 100 mile an hour right down the pipe at the belt, and he could not hit it. Game over. Venezuela wins the WBC. Let's talk about it first from the Venezuela perspective, because they were the winners. And I am, as a USA fan, I am very happy for Venezuela because they are a very, very good team. And my thinking was they just had a really, really tough road ahead of them, having to play Japan, having to play Italy, having to play us. I just felt like they're a very, very good team, especially considering the DR was in their groups. They're a very good team, but they're not the best team, and they won't make it because of that reason. But they beat Japan. They beat the defending champs. They beat the undefeated Italy. They beat the United States in the championship game, and they won the whole thing. And I have to say, I am a little surprised by it, but I'm not like completely shocked. This did not come out of nowhere. This is a very, very good team with very, very good hitters. And the real surprising thing for me was the pitching, which was excellent, especially yesterday, including that very, very good bullpen. It's a nice win. It means so much to the Venezuelans. I mean, you take a look at the way they were celebrating, the way they were emoting after every single good thing that happened for them. I mean, you could see in their body language and their faces and their actions how much it meant to them. And I am happy for them. I really am, because this is a big thing for them. It's a big thing for their country. It's a big thing for their manager, who's retiring after this, and he goes out on top with the championship of the WBC. Just, I am happy for him, and I really love what Eugenio Suarez did after the game, where he was doing this interview and he gave glory to God. That was incredible to see. That was amazing to see, and I'm glad that on that stage he was showing that. But man, real good team, real good game played by them to win the championship over the United States. Now we're going to get into some negative talk because the United States completely failed to show up yesterday. With the exception of Bryce Harper, who went 2 for 4 with a home run, nobody showed up at all from the hitting of the United States. We went 3 for 30 in this game. 3 hits over 9 innings in a championship game, mind you. We had only 3 walks. We left 4 runners on base, which could, I mean, come on. We struck out 7 times. Actually, that's not even true. We probably struck out more than that. Let's restart that, shall we? United States, 3 for 30. 3 hits in a championship game. Over 9 innings. You had 9 whole innings. You only got 3 hits in the biggest game of your life, probably, if you haven't been in the World Series. That's a 100 batting average. If you hit 100, you're getting sent down to like single A. Is rookie ball. 10 strikeouts hitting, 3 walks only in this game when you're having like double digit walks before. And with the exception of Bryce Harper, absolutely nobody did anything. Bryce Terang had 1 hit, and then Bryce Harper had 2. So if you exclude Bryce Harper, this team did absolutely nothing and completely pooped the bed. I mean, that is honestly what they did. And especially, oh boy, Aaron Judge. Yesterday, I said that Aaron Judge would be the key to the United States offense and that his performance would set the tone and either lead to victory or defeat. And for some inexplicable reason, I thought that he would play well. And I don't know why I thought that, because if you look at every single clutch situation that Aaron Judge has been in, except for ALDS Game 4 or Game 3, he's done absolutely nothing. And yesterday, what does he do? 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. This is supposed to be the captain. This is supposed to be the best player in baseball. He is a very good player, but the narrative is quickly becoming he is the best hitter, but only in the regular season. When the playoffs roll around, he is absolutely garbage. If you take a look at 2024, they made the World Series. Juan Soto and Stanton were really doing the work on that team. You look at last year, he had his big moment. They won, but they didn't win another game after that. Every year, time and time again, year after year, Aaron Judge and the Yankees make the playoffs, and Aaron Judge does nothing. And the Yankees don't do anything. They come up short constantly. You look at the WBC yesterday, championship game, U.S. with a big chance. Aaron Judge strikes out 3 times and grounds out the other time. So, what are you going to do, right? Horrible performance from Aaron Judge. And it's not just him, it was the entire lineup. You look at the bullpen, they were good. Garrett Whitlock was the only one who gave up a run from the bullpen. You look at Venezuela's bullpen, my goodness. They were amazing. Jose Buto, Angel Zerpa, Bizardo, those 3. And then the win went to Machado, who gave up the home run, but he still got the win. And then Palencia out of the pen. Oh my goodness. He was throwing absolute gas. And during the offseason, I was thinking, do the Cubs have a closer? I didn't think they did because they kind of went by committee in the postseason. But oh no, they have a closer. They have Palencia. He's a dog. And so with that, the 2026 World Baseball Classic season, or just the tournament in general, with that, the 2026 World Baseball Classic comes to an end. I thought it was a good tournament. I thought there was a lot of hype around it, especially from Venezuela and from the DR and from Japan as well. They're always consistent in their hype for it. But I still think this tournament isn't and probably never will be on the same level as some of the other international tournaments, talking about the World Cup, the Olympics, stuff like that, because of the limitations that MLB places on it and the teams place on it. You don't have players, well, at least for the United States, you don't have players trying their hardest. They're being held back a little bit. You look at other countries that are fully invested, and the other countries which are fully invested won the tournament. You look at Venezuela, you look at in 23, you look at Japan. Those are the countries where the players said, screw the rules, or not screw the rules, but screw the limitations. I'm pitching. That's what Otani said. You look at yesterday, they used Palencia. So, but just to come back to the tournament, I thought it was a very fun tournament. From the United States perspective, it was a miserable tournament just in terms of the offense. But in general, there were a lot of fun storylines. Italy, Venezuela winning it all, the DR, Japan, the USA sucking was a storyline. But there was a lot of fun moments in this tournament and a lot of fun games. And I think it was a good tournament. I think it was a successful tournament. And it brought more fans to the sport and it increased the hype for opening day, which is in a week, by the way. That's super exciting. Um, Successful tournament for the WBC. Good job to everyone involved. It was a successful tournament. And can't wait for 3 more years when the next one comes in, where USA can hopefully lock the heck in. So that's baseball. Giants did not play yesterday. They will play today. Oh, look at this. Spencer Burford went to the Raiders. Thank goodness. Get him out of here. Um, the Niners signed Nate Hobbs, cornerback. I like that deal a lot. I don't. I feel like he's way better in my head than he is in real life, but we'll see. I guess he can be good. Looking at the NBA from yesterday, the Nuggets crushed the 76ers. The Cavs beat the Bucks. The Wolves beat the Suns. The Knicks beat the Pacers. Thunder beat the Magic in a close one. Pretty much everything you'd expect to happen yesterday happened yesterday, except for Hornets over Heat. That one was kind of interesting. Although I suppose the Hornets are kind of good now. Let's move on. Let's move on to hockey, which is the big one. Rough loss for San Jose yesterday. This was a key game for the West, for the Sharks, for the Oilers, and the Sharks were unable to win it. And let's take a look at what happened. The game started out. Oh, I don't need all the plays. Why is it doing that? Game started out with a goal from Orlov to take the lead. Then the Oilers responded with 3 goals, followed by Pavel Regenda, and then Sherwood make it 3-3. And then we go to the third period. So it's the third period, tied up at 3. So you basically have 1 period to win it all, to win the game. And you know who won it? The Oilers won it. They scored 2 goals and in a 5-minute span to take the win in this one. Couple of points I want to point out. I mean, Alex Nedeljkovic, he made 32 saves, which is really good. The problem is there were 37 shots, so he let in 5. But, 32 saves, that's a great amount of saves. I think the real problem is the defense. And it has been the problem for the Sharks the entire year is the defense has not been good enough. Because you're putting Nedeljkovic in these crazy tough situations, and unless Nedeljkovic or Askarov, if he's playing, make just the craziest saves you've ever seen in your life on a consistent basis, the Sharks don't win the game. And it will be nice to be able to relax when the puck is in the offensive zone, which obviously you can't do. But as a fan, just think anytime that the Oilers get a break or something, you think, oh my goodness, they're gonna get an uncontested chance at the net. And the last 2 goals of the game, the Oilers players were just standing in front of the net, nobody guarding them, and they were able to deflect the pass, tip it in, and get the goal. They scored from 11 feet out and 6 feet out. It's very, very close. I did not like the defense last night, and I think they are the reason we lost. I think they're the reason we lose pretty much every game, for being honest. It's the defense. The defense is not good enough. We gotta step it up. Do want to point out Macklin Celebrini and his entire line had no points yesterday. And this is something we've seen coming out of the Olympics, where teams are playing Macklin differently. Instead of sitting back and allowing him to skate circles around them. They are going out there and they're trying to prevent him from skating, period. They're playing super aggressive, super physical on Macklin. It's kind of like what we see with Steph Curry is instead of letting him get space and do his thing, the defenders are just pressing him up on him, making it so he can't get the ball, making it so when he does have the ball, there's two people in front of him constantly. That's how good Macklin has gotten. And if you think about the Warriors in this analogy, what does Steph do in that situation? Well, he can pass it to Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler can go get points. The problem is for the Sharks, they don't have a Jimmy Butler right now. If you look at the lineup, you can pick out a couple of players. You can pick out Smith, Misa, Graf, Eklund even still has that potential. You look at Chernyshov. Those are all players who have potential, and they probably will be in the future their own Jimmy Butler, maybe even better than that. They can be their own superstars. The problem is right now, nobody is that guy yet. It's just Macklin, and everyone else is still finding their footing. Granted, they have been playing very well, but they are not their full potential yet. And if we want to have success while Macklin is being face guarded pretty much, somebody else has got to step up. The question is that going to happen this year? If the answer is yes, we'll make the playoffs. If the answer is no, we'll have to wait another year. But I firmly believe that, especially in the case of Smith and even Graf. I'm also pretty high on Chernyshov and Misa and Eklund. I'm high on everybody. I think they're all going to be superstars. The question is, can even one of those guys, looking at Smith here, take that next step in the next coming weeks, maybe even the next coming days? That's how close this is getting to the end. It's going to be very close to see how that happens. I'm interested to see. I think the most likely candidate for that to happen this year is Will Smith. Can one of those guys take the next step and become a true second option? In the future, they're probably going to become their own first options, but can somebody become a second option this year? I hope so. But yeah, the Sharks lose 5-3. It was the Kraken lost to the Lightning, the Golden Knights lost to the Sabres. So we actually didn't lose points on them. So that's good. But you go take a look at the standings. The Preds now have 69 points with their overtime win. So we didn't lose points in the Kraken. We didn't lose points in the Golden Knights. And we're still 1 point back of Seattle. And we're still 6 points back of Vegas. It's looking unlikely we're going to make anything past the 8th seed. But we still have a chance at it. Who plays today? Surprisingly, the only team from the West that's in a wild card spot, or not a wild card spot, but okay, the only teams from the West that are playing are the Stars and the Avs, which is a unbelievable game, but they're way out of the picture. They're way up ahead. And then you got the Ducks playing the Flyers. So the Ducks are the only team actually going tonight. So kind of fortunate the Sharks lost this game at that time. It's obviously you want to win, but it was not the worst time to lose a game, considering that the only team that gained points yesterday in the standings were the Oilers, and the only team that can gain points today in the standings are the Ducks, who are already like 10 points out in front. So not too bad. What that does mean is, though, on Thursday it's going to be a crazy crowded Western Conference. We're gonna have to try hard to win a game that day. So that's that. You look at college basketball. It's starting tomorrow. That is super exciting. But we'll have that more tomorrow. So actually, it starts today. Oh no, it doesn't. Well, yes, it does. No, it doesn't. The big tournament starts today. March Madness starts tomorrow. Tomorrow, I meant. Yes. Whatever. So that's cool. That's gonna do it for today's episode. Warriors play tonight against the Celtics. That's not good. We're gonna get killed. But and the Giants play the Dodgers at 105. And Landon Rube's making the start. So and Otani's pitching against us. So that's exciting to see. It looks like most of the starters are playing. So we'll take a look, see how that goes, see if Landon Roop can shut down LA. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.